So I've been having a pretty good week, and it's been a pretty good day. Yesterday was a good day. That kind of got me wondering, all right, what constitutes a good day for me? And once I figure that out, I can make it happen more often, because that's the goal. Have good days and the years take care of themselves. They turn into good years. So, and your life turns into a good life. It's all about having, good days at one at a time. So, got me thinking, what makes a good day for me? Because it's going to be different for everybody. So, first of all, there's the big things like food, clothing, shelter, that bottom row in Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And, yep, got that taken care of. Got a place to live that's stable. I mean, not ideal, but it's a place to live. Got vehicles, transportation. Once again, not perfect by any means, but stable. And I've got a job that is, well, not perfect, is definitely nothing to complain about. And yeah, got a steady paycheck coming in, and well, I'm not rich yet, someday I'll be rich as fuck. Anyway, what makes a good day? So I got the lower stuff taken care of, the lower hierarchy of needs taken care of. So let's get into the more weekly things. But first of all, I hate knowing that I have chores that I did not do. So on the weekends is when I do all my chores, like laundry, cleaning my room, dishes, taking out the trash, all that stuff. Because honestly, I just don't have the time during the week. I work a lot of hours, and it is what it is. Like, that's my focus right now, is working a lot and saving and investing. So on the weekends, I really need to get my chores done. If I can get all my chores done on the weekends, I start my week on a very good note, and that kind of catapults me into having a good week. Now, if I'm really busy on the weekends and I don't get a chance to do laundry, or dishes are piling up, or I'm walking on my floor and it's crunchy, that's it. It hangs in the back of my head with me for the whole rest of the week until I can get a chance to maybe tackle that stuff the next weekend. So, getting my weekend chores done is big. If I can get more than that done, so be it. But as long as I get that real basic shit done, cleaning the chicken coop, all that kind of stuff, it really gets me started off on a good note for the week. Also, speaking of good notes for the weeks and days, is my habit tracker, where I keep track of things like daily exercise, practicing my social skills, music, my morning meditations, making my bed, all the little things that I try to do and hopefully someday turn into habits. And a lot of days, like I said, I work a lot, but I found little loopholes where I can kind of incorporate these daily tasks and habits into working. Like, for example, in order to practice my music, I will put on songs that I know while I'm driving, and I will sing them as loud as I can. Hey, that's practicing music, working on my voice. So my habit tracker checklist, if that's looking good day after day after day, that's another bump towards having more good days. If I know that I'm really staying on top of my habit tracker and my daily tasks that I try to get done, my daily things that I'm practicing and working on. So that's another thing that, if I'm doing well, chances are better that I will have a better day. Now here's one that's out of my control completely, is the weather. So the past couple days, it's been warm, it's been sunny, and I fucking love it. Like, I love that. Warm and sunny, I'm good. And even warm, sunny, and hot, I'm still pretty good. But I gotta have that sun. I love me the sun. And it just is what it is, that on cold, gloomy, wet days, and I think that's just a human nature thing, especially for someone who's outside a lot. If you're out there in the cold and the gloom and the wet, you got wet feet, you got cold ears, you're just, that's a basic instinctual survival thing, that you don't want to be out there as a human. So the weather plays a big part into me having a good day. You know, I understand that I am not in control of it though, but days like this, it's just really hard for me to be in a bad mood. Let's see. Okay, so I need things to look forward to. So I have long-term goals that I'm working on, such as making or becoming worth $1 million, and, you know, different things that I want to kind of looking towards in the future, like getting my homestead, getting a cool car, whatever else. But it doesn't matter. Those things will change as I become, I don't know, they can just change depending on the direction my life takes. I'm not gonna lie, they can change. But as long as I have long-term goals to work towards, I'm good. And I can keep those long-term things in my mind and kind of picture them. On really hard days at work, I can picture in my mind my awesome farm that I'm gonna own someday, and it helps. It helps, like, to put into perspective why I'm struggling and grinding on a daily basis. It gives that purpose. Also, I need something to look forward to on a more short-term basis, which is why I've got a routine that I do every Friday night. Now, I cannot get into the details of said routine for legal reasons, because I don't want to be forced into taking a certain sort of test that I would not pass because of certain little candies that I like to eat. But let's just say that I have a certain routine that I do on Fridays that I really enjoy and really look forward to, and no matter what the week holds, I can look forward to doing this routine on Friday, where I come home from work, and usually it's in the evening. I will take said candy. I will start cooking a really nice dinner for myself. I will put something funny, lighthearted on the old television. Lately it's been the Goes Wrong show, which is freaking hilarious. So, and by the time I am done, I'll take a shower, so I'm feeling nice and clean and fresh. Then I'll start making take the candy, the gummy, take my shower so I'm fresh and clean, start making dinner. By the time dinner's finished, I'm starting to feel good. Put something funny on the telly, watch it while I eat my dinner. By the time I'm done eating dinner, I'm feeling amazing. And I go to bed, curl up in my sleeping bag, and sleep like a baby. And it's honestly, I love sleeping and I love going to bed. I look forward to that every single day, not just on Friday. So my Friday routine, it's not much, but I just love it. And I look forward to it all week. And no matter what happens, I try to make sure that I can always keep that Friday routine, because it really gives me something to look forward to that's more short term than like buying a Cadillac or building a homestead. That's long term. I need something short term that I just need to make it through the week and I can have this good night. And it's simple, it's easy. It's nothing that I need to depend on anyone else for. I can handle it myself. And yeah, it's great. So, gotta have long-term goals that I'm working towards and something short-term to look forward to. And little things like a camping trip in the future or a concert that I really want to go to, things like that can also, I'll put those on my calendar, and those are little things that I can look forward to. But yeah, last but not least, probably the biggest, indicator of how my day is going to go is how I slept. And sleep is so important for so many things, for exercise recovery, mental health, physical health, just work performance, just everything. Sleep is just so important. And I will admit that there are nights during the week that I do not get enough sleep. Some weeks it's a lot of nights, depending on how often I work. If you work an 18-hour day and you've got a 14-hour day after that, there's just no way that you can get enough sleep. And then it is what it is. You've just got to suck it up, and I got to keep those long-term goals in mind. So, can't always get enough sleep, but I try really hard to get enough sleep and to get good sleep. So I will forego things like eating dinner and showering, to be honest, in order to get to bed on time. Depending on when I get home from work and depending on when I need to wake up the next day in order to work. Sucks that everything revolves around job, but that's the blue collar life right there. Anyway, yes, I will forego a lot of things in order to get a good night's sleep, because it's just so important. If I have a long day, can only get 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and then back to work the next day, it's just, if you're struggling, it's just really hard, and there's not much you can do to recover from that besides maybe drink a lot of coffee, which I like drinking coffee, but you can't overcome not enough sleep with caffeine. It's just, you've just got to get enough sleep. I mean, and it is what it is. Sometimes you just can't. And on those nights and those days, you just got to suck it up and keep those long-term goals in mind. So, yeah, that is probably the number one most important thing with having a good day, is getting enough sleep and getting good sleep the night before. Second in importance is probably knowing that I got my chores done for the week. Just knowing that I don't have laundry piled up from the week before is huge. It's a load off my mind. Third most important is probably the weather, which I don't control, but really affects me. I'm an outdoor boy, I'm a nature boy, and nature affects me. Next is probably having things to look forward to, long-term and short-term. Just keeping that in mind can really get you through some tough days, tough weeks. And then last but not least is like staying up to date on keep practicing my skills on the habit tracker and things like that. Feeling fulfilled and practiced and just competent. So yeah, that's kind of what goes into me having a good day, and it's important to know, because knowing that, I can do those things more often and have more good days and more good years and a good life.